chapter 6, verses 27 to 36 says this. But I say to you that listen, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from anyone who takes away your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who begs from you. And if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them again. Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you hope to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High. For He is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. May God bless us with the hearing and the reading of the Holy Scriptures this morning. We're back to our 5-part sermon series based on Bishop Snazy's book, Practices for a Fruitful Congregation. And so we read Scripture talking about loving our enemies. We read Scripture about going to those that need us. Jesus went to the unloved and the undesirable and gave a message of hope. With missionaries that go to the corners of the globe, and they share the gospel, not only by word, but by action. We look around the world and we see such a need. We hear the stories in Africa and other third world countries of hundreds, if not thousands of people that come to Christ on any given day. And we here at home read the Scriptures. We read the Gospels and we read the travels of Paul and we read and we find that the poor will always be among us. The lost sheep are always trying to be found. And yet we look around and we have folks living in cars and on park benches and under bridges. We have kids that are getting ready to go to school this week and they may or may not have breakfast. And they may not have their entire school supply list fulfilled. And they may or may not have a jacket or fancy shoes or even matching socks. And we as the church are called to missions. We are called to missions. But again, as I've been saying throughout the sermon series, it's not about the word that we're focusing on. First day was hospitality, and today is missions. But it's more than missions, it's risk-taking missions. How many of us are willing to risk to do missions? I kind of played with, well, it was kind of a kids chat moment up here. It was organized chaos at best, it was complete chaos at worst. But these three things that are laying here on the rail represent our major missions of our church. We give food money and other things to our food pantry, our assistance program on 3rd Street. If you've never been there, if you've never helped there, if you've never done it, I encourage you amazing. The folks that come in are blessed and are touched. The folks that run it, they don't look at customers. They don't look at those people. They don't look at it as I'm ministering at anyone. They're ministering with. They're in prayer with. They encourage those that have nothing, if anything. They give money, effort, time, food, prayer, encouragement. I can go on. They risk. Tomorrow is Gleaner's food truck. He'll be out here in our parking lot, and folks will be lining up, and they go through and they get boxes of food from Gleaner's. And the folks that come by and the ones that are working, they banter back and forth, and they build a relationship, and they get to know one another, even if it's just for a brief moment. And it doesn't seem like it's all that risky. We're not under sniper fire. We're not trying to give aid to some foreign dignitary or a different religion or something. We're just trying to help folks have a decent meal to eat. Just one more time. Help them out. Our school supplies that we gathered up, and they kept disappearing, and I don't know where they kept going. Somebody does, and they kept disappearing, but we have plenty. We have more than enough. In fact, we have boxes over in the building that we're going to be taking up to the school. The teachers or the administration, whoever, will be able to pass it out. But it's because of the generosity of this church and of the people around that there's going to be kids that are going to have school supplies here in Rushton. And we don't think that's that big of a deal, but think about it for just a minute. If you are a small child and pick a grade, small child in 3rd or 4th grade, whatever, and everybody around you has between the 64 box of crayons, and you're wondering where your next meal's coming from, and you don't have any crayons. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal to us adults because, I'm worried about car payments and insurance and all the things that go along with that. But to a 3rd grader, not to have the brand name crayons. Or maybe they're, as I said, and I was joking a little bit ago, but I'm not really joking because I'm not exactly sure my socks match. Maybe they don't even have matching socks. Maybe they don't have socks at all. We're privileged. We just don't know. And then I grabbed a jacket out of the home swap room and brought it over because we have so many people that depend on clothing giveaways. They count on us. They genuinely count on us. Even during the week, this past week, we had a gentleman that came in and he had on tattered pants, but he had no shirt. And he says, I've got $10 and I can go into a restaurant and get me something to eat, but I don't have a shirt. He says, could you loan me a shirt so I can go in and get something to eat? I said, no, I can't loan you a shirt, but I can sure give you one. And so we went down and he grabbed a shirt, he put it on, and he says, what do I owe you for it? I said, absolutely. Was it risky? No. Was this stretching beyond the bounds of our 4 walls? Was this going? No. As I said before, my life dream is to make a difference to that one, the starfish principle. And that day, that young man was my starfish, and I made a difference to that. And so we read in Scripture, and we follow the teachings of Jesus, and we love our enemies, and we love our neighbors, and we love, and we love, and we love. And that's what it boils down to, is that we love. Has there ever been a time that you help someone and you change their life? See, I used to teach school. Before I was a pastor, I taught school for 3 years, and I didn't really think that I made a difference. I taught industrial arts to a bunch of kids who really didn't want to be there, who already knew pretty much everything that I was teaching already because they were farm kids. And let's face it, when you're a farm kid, you're an engineer before you're 17. You farmers will get that. Duct tape and baling wire is going to save the world someday. I'm here to tell you. Later on in life, 20 plus years later, 25 years later, my gosh, 25 years ago, I taught school. Thanks, Lauren. Laugh. You're married to this geezer. They're friending me on Facebook, and they're telling me that the time that I took, I gave up my lunch hour to talk them through a problem. I coached them in football, tennis, track, whatever the case may be. I made a difference in their life and didn't even know it. How many people have we made a difference in their life and we didn't even know we had? Scripture tells us to plant the seed. Just plant the seed. The watering and the growth will happen. We may not see it. Where's mission? Our risk-taking mission. Mission is done in worship. It's done in small groups. It's done in children's programs. It's done in youth meetings. It's done in task teams, meaning mission trips and whatever. Missions can be done anywhere. I'm here to tell you that Martha's words up here just touched me this morning. Preaching to the preacher. It happens. And I love it when it happens. How many times do we get comfortable in what we're doing and what we're being that we forget what church is all about, what God is all about, what Jesus is all about? We forget because we get so tied up into what we're doing and who we are. Have you ever been pushed out of your comfort zone for Jesus? Why? I was just talking about going to the state fair, and somebody said that they park somewhere and then get shuttled in because they don't really like driving around the state fairgrounds because it's kind of a rough neighborhood. If you've ever been to the state fair, you know that it's not the best of neighborhoods. And I said, oh yeah, we used to live there. And they said, what? Yeah, we served a church. It was about, I said it was about 6 blocks. It was probably more like 12 or 15 blocks from the state fairgrounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I'm here to tell you that God led me into a place that Laura and I were the only white folk within about 10 miles of our church. And this is coming from a southern boy from southern Indiana, that we have a whole lot of white bread down there. But we go to the state fair and it's back in our old neighborhood. In fact, last time we were there, we actually saw some parishioners of ours from our very first church stayed up and sitting there. Pushing out of your comfort zone. I would make everybody get out of their comfort zone and change seats with somebody else, but I'm not that evil. So where does our mission start? Where does it start? Well, first of all, we need to know what human need is out there. Do they need clothing, food, shelter? Do they need a friend? Do they need counseling? Do they need comfort? What do the people need? We've got to find a need, because if you're filling a need that's not there, then you're just giving excess and surplus. This is not needed. We need to perceive God's call to do something. God lays it on our heart. God puts it in our mind. God hits us with dreams and visions, and we need to listen to what God has to say. We need to come with our feelings. We need to be courageous about it. We need to use our spiritual gifts, our material means. We need to open ourselves up, and we need to make a difference. Now, there's pitfalls. There's dangers in taking risks. One of the biggest is that we are apathetic. Not empathetic, apathetic. We don't care. Those poor people, those poor starving people, yeah, I'll pray for them. Which is good. Don't ever think that prayer is not enough, because prayer is tremendous. But I guarantee you that I throw away more food than some people have in their kitchens. We get inward focused. As long as they come in people are building, we're good. Well, risk-taking sometimes means get out of our padded pews. Sometimes it's out of our stained glass walls. Sometimes we need to leave the security of our sanctuary. I served a church that had number 3 really bad, elitist attitude. I worked my way up from nothing, they can too. Maybe. Although I'm looking around the world today, it takes 3 jobs just to be in poverty anymore. We can't afford it. We're the richest country in the world. It's almost number 2. China's getting close. But right now, we're still the richest country in the world. Somehow we can make it go. And then the last one is, how will this make our church grow? How will doing mission work help us at all? How will bringing in poor people, how will bringing in hungry people, how will bringing in those people, I hate that term. How will that help our church? They're not going to put anything in place. They're not going to help. It ain't about us. It's so much ain't about us. It's about God. God's vision, God's plan, God's will. It's about God. We get so hung up on doing the right thing, we forget about doing it for the right motivation. So many times our mission work is to feel good. Makes me feel good. I donated 17 bottles of glue. Okay, they don't use bottles of glue. I donated 17 glue sticks. Hey, somebody's got to get stuck on Jesus. That was horrible. But we feel so good about ourselves. I donated a whole case of ramen noodles to the food pantry. Yeah? So, how'd you make them feel? How'd you make the receivers feel? Did you get one-on-one? Did you get your hands dirty? Did you actually see someone eye to eye and tell them flat out, Jesus loves you? And you. See, mission work's easy. Checkbook, $100. Favorite mission, sign it, in the plate. We're United Methodist. We can send money anywhere in the world. There's a Methodist church anywhere. We can send money anywhere. But how many times have we actually stood side by side with someone and told them about our Jesus? How many times have we stood side by side and led someone to Christ? How many times have we stood side by side and talked about the blood? We all have so. And yet we're so guilty. We've got this blood, this powerful blood that we all know about, we can all tap into. We're all like a bunch of Christian skeeters. We can tap into it anytime we want to. And yet, we get so distracted. We get so lost. We forget who we are. Yeah, it may not make a whole lot of difference to somebody with a big bag of golden pumps. May not change a life with some cheap pencils and a notebook. May not even save a soul with a cute red little jacket. But to somebody, I'm everybody. To somebody, you're everybody. To somebody, somewhere, you've got what they need. Give it away. See the gleam in their eye, the smile on their face. Tell them Jesus loves them. Today, we celebrate Holy Communion. In the United Methodist